from Salt, Pepper, and Fire. We're going to give you a shoulder to cry on today. I'm just kidding, we ain't. We're going to do beef shoulder today, but you're going to cry over it, so stick around.
Show of hands, who would pay $65 for a 7-pound brisket? Anybody? I didn't think so. Hey, it's John from Salt, Pepper, and Fire. Thanks for stopping by the channel again. Today I'm going to be cooking a beef shoulder because it's a lot cheaper than brisket. Stick around. Alright, so here is the cut of the beef shoulder that I have. Obviously it's not a whole clod, but I picked this up at my local butcher. Got a pretty good price on it, so I thought I'd get it and try it. So we're just gonna get it cut out, get it cleaned off, and we'll season it. Yeah, so like I said earlier, while I was at the store looking to get this, I saw a 7-pound brisket that cost $67. So that's not a price I'm willing to pay, I don't think. Alright, so we have it unwrapped, washed off and dried. As you can see, it has a pretty good amount of intramuscular fat. Butcher done a pretty good job on the trim. Has a little bit of a fat cap on the back side. Just a little bit that I'll trim off here. Most of this will render down pretty well as I cook it, so not too worried about that. With it being this small of a cut of meat, shouldn't take too long. Like I said, most of this will render pretty well, so I'll just trim just a little bit and leave some to render. I think I'll be seasoning. I'm gonna do a binder with just mustard, and I'll be using the wood fire garlic again by Kinder. I like using that on my beef. It turns out really well. Alright, so I like that trim pretty well. Looks pretty good to me, so I'm gonna go ahead and season. Like I said, I'm gonna use mustard for a binder. Just get a nice coat, get it all over the meat to hold the rub on. Didn't really enhance the taste or give a taste at all, basically. It's just to hold your season. That's why several people use several different things as binders. Be using the Kinder's wood fire garlic again today on this beef. Really good rub. I use this quite often. Just give it a good coat. This being a thick cut of meat, you can give it a nice coat. Just make sure you get it on your sides here, top side. Fat cap. And I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go fire up the Pit Boss Pro Series, and I will meet you outside. So as you can see, we just put the beef shoulder on the smoker. I have it set at about 250. We're going to let it roll until it gets internal temperature of about 165. Then I'm going to pull it off and wrap it in aluminum foil, and we'll put it back on and probe for tenderness. And today's cook, I'll be cooking with Bear Mountain oak pellets. So stick around and we'll see how it goes. So it has been about 2 hours on the cook, and I'm temping at about 125. As you can see just a little bit ago, I spritzed it with a little bit of apple cider vinegar and water just to keep it moist. We'll let it keep going. Like I said, I'm going to let it get to 165 before I pull it and wrap it. So I'll check back in about an hour and see where we are. And if it's ready to be wrapped at that time, we'll go ahead and do it. So the beef shoulder has made it up to temperature. We are going to put it in some foil and add just a little bit of beef stock. Shoulder, and just to give you a recap of what we've done, we pulled it out of the refrigerator, cut it out of the package, we seasoned it up with some wood fire garlic by Kinder, trimmed a little bit of the fat cap off and put it on the smoker. The smoker was set at 250. I let it roll at about 250 for 3 hours. At that point, I pulled it off and wrapped it in aluminum foil with a little bit of beef stock. And at that point, it took another hour to get up to about 205 degrees. And I pulled it off and let it rest for 45 minutes. And here is the final result, so let's look at it. Now it's time for a little taste. Oh yeah. Nice, tender, good smoky flavor, good pepper. That tastes excellent. Not quite as good as a brisket, but hey, it's close. Thank y'all for watching.